Hello, viewers, and welcome to another edition of Reminiscences. Our guest today is Major-General David Jemibewon, who I think it's fair to say the title "Old Soldier Never Dies" seems to apply to him. He has been around for 85 years. Spent 21 of those years in the Nigerian military from 1962 to 83, held various command positions, including Adjutant General of the Nigerian Army. Other military appointments included being the governor of the Western State, which became the old Oyo State between 1976 and 1978. And after retiring from the army, he became a lawyer and a politician, a member of the Board of Trustees of the PDP, Minister of Police Affairs, I believe, between 1999 and 2001. And like I said, he is still very much around, sportsman, president of the Nigerian Olympic Commission at some point, and I think the Wrestling Association. So he's done it all. And he's still here with us in Lagos, where I'm interviewing him. General, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And as usual, we start with your early life. I did say to you, I noticed that while you are from Kogi State, you started schooling in Burutu, which is now in Delta State. How did that come about?
Thank you very much. And welcome to my little abode here.
Thank you.
And I think I've introduced you to my daughter.
Yes.
The only one here out of the lot.
Yes. Very good. Now hear about others during the interview. While you are from Kogi State, from your CV, you started primary school in Burutu.
And that is a very good question, because from our development in this part of the world,
yes,
we do not have the type of enterprises that could take us from one place to another very often. But what actually happened is that the immediate junior brother of my dad, who is late now, I don't know how he did it, but he was in Burutu,
right,
working for UAC.
Right.
Although I've tried on my own to look at it, how did it happen?
Yes.
For UAC many years ago, virtually was synonymous with Nigeria.
That's true.
So as the country developed, they also developed enterprises, trade, and transportation. So my uncle called John Are. I don't know how he got recruited into UAC and so. So he worked in the engineering department.
Right.
And when he probably saw that I was growing up, he tried to talk to my dad if he could take me away also. I'm just imagining it, I wasn't there. And so that's what it came to me being in Burutu, because that's where he was based.
Yeah.
Those days, Burutu, Sapele, Focados, and so all those the West African cities as well. So that's what happened.
How long did you stay in that part of Nigeria?
Honestly, I wouldn't know.
Right.
I wouldn't know precisely.
Right.
But that is where I started schooling.
And then you went back, of course, home and finished your primary school.
In fact, I did not stay more than 2 years in Burutu.
Right.
When I went back home, I was sick, and a lot of discussions would have gone on, on the need for me to be close to my parents, so that I may be well.
Yeah.
But one can be sick at anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
So I cannot say precisely how long I stayed there, but I have an idea of when I left the place.
Can you tell us more about your schooling, your early schooling life? Where you
Yes, of course. When I left my village, there was no school. When I got to I'm not too sure what their program was.
Right.
Whether school was one of the subjects in their mind,
Right.
or just to help in housekeeping.
Right.
So schooling was not the main objective for them.
Right.
But as time went on, it was necessary to send me to school. So I went to school, but in Brooklyn those days, or in Nigeria maybe, you start school, you spend almost 3 years before getting to primary one. We have class A, class B, class C. Of course, today you may still have those classes, but not in the same form as those years.
Yes.
So I can't say exactly because I didn't know how to write. I didn't know how to read. What was more prominent around Delta in those days was ability to speak broken English. So I was fluent in broken English with time.
What they call worry English.
Of course, stability.
Yeah. So when you came back to Kogi, to Ijumo, which is your local government, did you finish your schooling there before you moved out of?
Actually, it's like not going back to school.
Right.
It's like starting all over again, because I can describe it to say that I wasn't any person that's brilliant, so that I could just take that leap from not going through some classes before getting to primary one. Because in those days you have class A, class B, class C, and so on. So that's the way it was. So it's starting afresh. And in any case, you may wonder how teachers were able to pass instructions when it's only English and you don't understand English. They don't understand your language either.
But you managed to finish school, and I noticed that you were in Lagos. You were in a school of radiography. Why did you choose to do that?
It wasn't as straight as you said it.
Right.
My going to school in Brooklyn those days, and later ending up in Brooklyn, did not reflect the level of education or the system of education. Because in Brooklyn, what we spoke in those days is broken.
That's right.
And so it's quite different from standard English. But somehow it was of great help. And so the people thought, back in my home, they thought I must be up there.
Yeah, because you spoke English.
Yes. So certain things they expected me to do, It was later that I myself sat down to imagine why they were asking me to do certain things. They assume I happen to be above the level of the vast majority of the class.
So I'm still interested to know how come when you finished secondary school you came to Lagos? What gave you that opportunity to come to Lagos and study this radiography?
And it's this political situation in Nigeria.
This was 1960.
Yes, Nigeria. From the part of the country I come from, I'm a Northerner.
Right.
Or I was a Northerner.
Right.
And so, wherever war was, and they wanted to assign you to where you come from, or to partake in any entertainment,
Right.
your portion has to come from where you come from.
So there was a quota system where they allocate.
No, there was no quota at that time. But I'm trying to tell you that I could not have been counted as being from Delta.
Yes.
Because I'm not from Delta.
Yeah, but you came to Lagos to do this study.
Yes. But if we don't take time, the story wouldn't follow a sequence.
Okay.
Because there was time lag between some of the things happening.
Yeah.
And that's what the situation was.
Okay. So let me ask you about, everybody knows about you and the military, your career in the military. How come you went to the military? What informed your choice to go to the military, to serve in the army?
I think that's a very good question. Of course, before I joined the military, I've gone to primary school.
Right.
Finished in primary school. Enrolled in the army.
Right.
And on passing out, I had to go to a section in which I think I had the greatest interest,
Right.
which was infantry.
Right.
And from soldier or soldiering, I decided I would want to join the officer corps. You know, in the army you have soldiers and officers and other ranks.
Right.
So my desire to join the army prompted me having to find out activities in the military. And so when the opportunity came for exam to be taken to the military, not just one exam, series of exams, but one of the exams I took part. Because like I said in those days, I like active life. I'm not given for sedentary occupation. And I think, or I thought at that time, one of the best places I could enjoy my being, my development and progress is in the military.
But why the infantry? Why did you choose infantry rather than artillery?
You see, in the army or in the armed forces, whatever branch, whether it be in the Air Force or army, if you enjoy and you are lucky, you are taken. You mention which branch you want to serve. And in some cases you may have opportunity of being allowed to make a choice, 1, 2, 3, out of which only one take it. And then you bring the best of it. So this what happened.
Yeah.
I wanted the military because one, I happen to be an adventurous person, and I like moving from one place to the other in pursuit of knowledge and association. So this is how it happened. Interestingly, in fact, it was not the first exam of the military that I took that I got into the military. I took two exams. I mean, I took the exam twice before I succeeded in getting it. So I don't know whether that's your question or not.
Now, you went to do many courses abroad because, as you said, you went into the officer corps, which required training, especially in England. Can you share with us your experience of England in those days, the training you did?
Yes. Actually, I've never traveled beyond Lagos that I came earlier.
Yes.
But when I showed my interest in the military, and the fact was that periodically the military conducts interviews for people that might want to enroll in the army, join the army. And so it came to a time when applications were called for. Actually, I took the exam twice and I wasn't invited. I wouldn't say I didn't pass. You don't see the mark anyway. The first one, probably they didn't get my address right. I don't know. The interview had gone before the letter came. But again, using that letter, I was admitted for the next exam.
Can you recall the experience? I mean, like you say, you never traveled beyond Lagos.
Yeah, of course. You know, in my class from Nigeria here, we were about 20 something, I can't remember now, it's a long time. And they had to put us into different categories. You know. So some of my colleagues, thank God, they are alive. And then we went for training in England. And that's all except there are specific questions.
Was it a strange experience for you coming from here while you are in England for the first time?
Of course, it should.
Did you like it or was it difficult?
Anyway, you're asking questions, so I better answer them. Yeah. Because if I didn't like it, I became a general. Within that, I mean,
so you stayed?
Yes.
So sometimes when somebody travels, you know, England is strange to us, it's cold, so the experience sometimes can be difficult.
No, you are very correct. But if a man is determined, and he believes in the subject matter of his determination,
yes,
he has to bear it.
Yeah.
What about determination? So I have no regret. Even till today, I have no regret.
Viewers, Please join us in the second part of our discussion with General Jemibewon. Thank you. Welcome back to the second segment of our interview with General David Jemibewon. We have just stopped at the point where he was in the UK, like the trainings were done in those days, before serving in the Nigerian army. I think you did so many things. You are an instructor in the School of Infantry, you are a GOC, you are Adjutant General. So what part of your career in the military do you think is the height of your achievement?
Oh, that's a good question. But the military is so organized that it follows a pattern.
Yeah.
And as we progress,
Yes.
it's also a reflection of your performance,
Right.
how you are doing in the organization. So I must say that I feel satisfied that I did my best, and the fact that based on the promotions I have or I had,
Right.
and the responsibilities given to me to discharge my duties, it seems that to me that the leaders or those who are leaders over me appreciate my contribution. It's difficult to say one like one particular office more than the other.
But let me ask you about the specific unusual office of being governor. It's not every soldier or every officer that is taken or given that job. Why do you think you are given the assignment of being governor of the Western state in 76? You are still a young officer.
Number one, appointment into political office.
Yes.
It's based on observation of your superiors
Yes.
as to the way you handle responsibility.
Yes.
Because other than that, there's no way by which you can be adjust, good, efficient, except you have been trying. And being a military officer is not what you try every day, every month, because it is outside the duties of the military. It's under normal situation that you find the military in government.
But were you surprised that you are called upon to serve in that political post?
I think I want to believe it won't be me alone. I think a lot more will be surprised. Because I want to believe, for me, going to perform a political position or office while still in the army was not in my contemplation when I joined the army. But whatever job you are given to do it right and do it well. And of course, if there are people who are observing you and need to take note, they will. And in any case, my view is that if you are given any job to do it well, not minding whether people are looking or not.
But how did you cope being a governor means pressure, dealing with obas, whoever power brokers in the state. How did you cope with that job?
I'm trying as much as possible to answer your questions, but some of them really will have no basis to think of failure. Well, if you are not good in the first place, you ought not to be an officer.
Yeah. No, but still, sir, I'm saying politics is politics. An officer in the barracks is different from a governor in government house dealing with the rest of society.
You are correct, but I'm now telling you that you know, once you are given an appointment, you can only be judged in respect of your performance and ability on the outcome of the performance in that office. And not only that, people, I just happen to be called upon that I will be the governor. You don't need to ask anybody why. And so what you want to do there is to try to do your best. And when you get there, you can still be removed. They can appoint you in the morning and by evening you are removed. So
we lasted 2 years, yes, sir. We lasted 2 years, 76 to 78.
I think it's more than 2 years. Okay. Maybe 2 years, but maybe more than 2 years. Because it was not in one position.
It was, two states. I mean, Western state, then Oyo also. Yes. Okay, let me still ask you. It seems, looking at your CV again, you retired, you are Adjutant General of the Army. From there you retired in 1983.
Yes.
Was it not too early? Did you choose to go by yourself? It's voluntary retirement.
That's a very good question. Yes, I chose to leave myself.
Why? Why so early?
Of course, one may ask, why did I join the army in the first place?
Okay.
And that it was so that I was young, how would I determine it? The point is that there are some people, I'm not necessarily saying I belong to that group, but there are some people that they have a vision for themselves. And a vision for the life they want to live. I didn't want to go beyond captain.
I see.
I have made it known to myself. Because in those days, the highest rank in Nigeria was captain.
When you joined in 1960?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
And not only that, I like the way captains dress. Even up to today, I mean, when you see a young man, 3 stars. What the general wears, we have to ask, what is that? But when you start the military, you start with second lieutenant, star. So that star itself is a big, contains a big meaning. Okay? And then, of course, beyond that, captain 3 stars. And the level of the development in the army at that time, I'm not too sure too many people would have looked to the future and wanting to be anything too far above captain.
So you wanted to be captain, but you found yourself general.
Oh, of course, I ended up general. I'm sure I couldn't have been the only one for a long period of time. But my ultimate objective was I want to be a captain before I left the army.
Now, is it related to the fact that you wanted to have a second career after the army? As it turned out, you went to law school, you became a lawyer. So is this vision of yourself related to the fact that you didn't want to stay too long to have another career as a lawyer?
It's more than that. It's a long process.
Mm.
I don't think my thought went along that line.
Okay. But that's what happened, isn't it?
Yeah, but what actually happened is that I knew that the country was such that the army we had, with time, the job would get crowded. And so not everybody can in fact go beyond that captain. Maybe some people might not have thought about it, but I thought about it. And why I particularly liked the army at that time was that it didn't allow for lazy people. You are always on the move, active. I think up to now I'm still fairly active.
Good.
So that is it. I don't know what you want to follow it up.
No, what I want to follow up is the choice of law.
Oh, no, okay.
I haven't retired in 83.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to go and study law? That's another.
Okay.
You could have just remained a retired general with all the prerequisites.
Okay. I wanted to be a lawyer.
Right.
And so my second choice was that I can go and try law. And also, like I told you, I do not like sitting there in one place for too long. I want to move around.
Right.
And so, with time, I knew I would get to somewhere where there was no way to move forward. So that's just it.
Yeah, but was it difficult, general, going back to be a student? You went to Abu Dhabi University, I believe. How did you adjust being a student, or is it a very senior student? You didn't stay in the hostel?
Incidentally, really, I didn't stay in the campus.
Okay.
But really, there's no difficulty at all. You can still go to the university. Even at this age, you can still go to the university. It depends on your mind, what you want. So it's only, I don't even want to use the word black man. But usually they don't mean in underdeveloped area that people carry the weight of their office on their head. So it's a part of the world, general manager, honorable minister, engineer, after retirement, the end of it. One institution on the road.
Yeah.
We're already developing that now in Nigeria gradually. I'm sure you got the NIPS. I said, people going to NIPS.
Yes. Yes, you did. You are a foundation member of the NIPS.
I was a foundation member.
Was that a good experience?
Oh, yes, of course. And the military established it. So I don't know whether I'm still.
Now, did you practice law after studying it? Did you really settle?
Oh, yes.
How was it? Private lawyer, or what did you do with the degree? You did a degree in first degree, second degree in law.
Yes.
So what did you use it for?
Oh, no, of course. You see, law is an interesting subject.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, you don't mind if I ask a question.
No.
Because a lot of people like you where you work, you might be an engineer.
Yeah.
Are you an engineer?
No.
But if an engineer is managing director of NTA or whatever it is, and he's an engineer, and then he becomes MD of the place.
Yes.
Being an engineer is an advantage.
Yeah.
Because if one cameraman comes and said his machine is damaged, you can say, let me see.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it. Yeah.
So did you practice law? Did you make a living out of law? Or is just something you wanted to do?
I didn't make a living out of law. But law is such an interesting subject, really. That if you have knowledge of law, it doesn't matter where you get your degree or what you do. Except there's no element of law in the way the establishment operates. You find that you are able to cope. You are able to cope.
Yeah.
And then most of these professions, they have sections where you go practice or offer advice or they give you advice. I'm not sure. I do hope that you follow the way I'm putting it.
Yeah.
I hope I'm putting it well.
So one other aspect of your career is politics. Yes, I mean, maybe the law dovetail into politics because you, as soon as 1999, when the Third Republic now came back, after the Soviet allowed politics to come back, you joined politics. You were in the PDP. I just want you to talk about it. Is it because all the generals, Obasanjo was the one leading the team, and how did you get involved with that?
It's very, very long story.
Yes. Make it short.
Yes. I think generally all human beings, one way or the other, show interest in politics. When you show interest in where you come from, who you are, what you do, your relationship with other people, you are applying political. So we are all politicians, but of different degree. So that's the way I
But your level of politics, for example, in the PDP, I believe you were the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee.
Yeah.
You are in the Board of Trustees. So that's high level engagement.
Yeah, you are right.
You are not an accidental politician. You chose it deliberately.
Exactly.
And you did it at the high level.
Yes. And I enjoyed it because, I've left the army, or I have left the army not for a long time.
Yes.
Well, government change came to developing new political people to take over. So, first, as I said, apart from military, one of the organizations that allow activities was you do it within the rules is politics. And until recently, not too many people ask for that man's qualification.
In politics.
So if he can make noise, frighten people, he can drive away those who are intelligent, educated, well qualified. And that is one of the problems in Nigerian politics, where you find that illiterate only to dictate to illiterate person. Anyway.
Yeah, so tell me about your experience as minister under Obasanjo. Was that, I noticed you did it only for 2 years also. Was it a difficult thing working with him?
Being a minister, really, is just an office.
Yes.
It's only here that people carry it on their heads to the extent that it's as if they are next to God. So, I saw being a minister being called to duty. And if one is reasonable and understands, he should see that he's representing a large group of people, large group of people as a minister. Where you come from, the way you reason, people will start asking, this man is from that's the way they reason there. Your profession, you say you're an engineer or whatever it is. Are you thinking in normal way? So it's an opportunity really which if people use very well, helps in the development of your environment.
Did you choose to also leave voluntarily? Because you served 2 years only.
Yes.
Did you get tired of it so quickly?
In a way, yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. I thought you didn't get along with your commanding officer.
No.
Now, why did you not contest yourself? You are content to be appointed minister, but did you try to be governor of Kogi State? Or?
No, I couldn't have tried to be governor. Even the military, I didn't want to be governor. I didn't want to be governor.
So your experience of politics stopped from being minister of police? Did you continue after that stage?
It's difficult to say that knowledge of a person on a particular subject terminates as usual. Whatever you learn in any given position remains with you for life. And you either use it well or you don't use it well. So, but going back now to politics, appointment and so on, it's very difficult to satisfy a large number of people. And so, for anybody in that position, it would be a good thing. I would advise he ought to have a plan, a personal plan, to say, this is how long I will stay in this place. He can even specify that it's either this happens or this doesn't happen. If this happens, I leave. If it doesn't happen, I still stay like a few months or a few years.
Do you remember when you stopped yourself, or are you still active in politics?
No, I've never really been active in politics.
When did you stop being a member of the board of trustees of the PDP?
No, you don't write application that you want to be a member. So you do not write that.
You don't decide.
So they made me a member, and I think I appreciate it. But I never regarded it as my main major qualification. Because we discussed it, the formation, particularly the establishment of the board of trustees. Who should be member, who should be member.
So what are your thoughts now when you see what is happening to the PDP? I don't know if you follow
To be honest,
the kata going on.
to be honest, I didn't follow on. But anytime I have opportunity, I listen to the news. Like yesterday, I think they were fighting.
Yes, they were fighting in the secretariat. And I'm just wondering, as a former member of the Board of Trustees, what would you be feeling when you see them?
Nigeria is an interesting place. This is an interview. I wish we could have the opportunity to talk after the interview.
Okay.
A little thing in Nigeria will expand into a situation where you don't believe, you can't believe that this is something you know about. But this Board of Trustees, they messed it up. Even early part of its establishment. Some people use it to harass others. So it almost lost its meaning. Maybe with time, it developed again. You know, of course, at one time, equipment, some good people were involved. I can't remember the name of that. Yes.
So are you saying the problem now is because of bad people that are there?
Not bad people. But as chairman, the Constitution Drafting Committee.
Yes.
And I don't know how best to describe it.
Yes.
I wish I've got the vocabulary to describe it. Some people just want to have a feeling that they came, they went to the Board of Trustees meeting, but they have no clear idea. They wouldn't have contributed, but they weren't seeing this is that. So
they don't consult you anymore on what is happening in the party. People, I think one of your neighbors here in Korea is Bode George, who is also, I believe, still active in the Board of Trustees.
Yes.
Former soldier too.
No, I don't know. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Do you hear from him about what's going on in the party?
Look, even in the army, if you give me a job, I do the job. And the moment I finish the job, I'm out. And there are some people that are not much I can learn from them. At best, they can learn from me.
You keep saying you are a very active person in your younger days. How are you coping now? I mean, how do you keep that sense of adventure and activeness as you grow older?
It's not easy, but I'm trying.
What do you do to keep
I play squash.
Yeah.
And a few people believe that I'm good in squash. So I play squash. And then I also do some trekking.
Training. Do you say you do some trekking?
Yes, trekking.
Trekking, yeah. Do you still do adventures like traveling and going about it?
No. Particularly with this kidnapping.
Okay. Not necessarily in Nigeria, whether you travel.
Say Nigeria.
Not necessarily here, but abroad. You still.
No. I used to travel with I got an accident at one time. And this is the tempo of my travel, my adventure reduced.
I know you also lost your wife, so
yes.
It's a widow, and does that narrow your life now? You know, is it
yes. That's true. But the children, it's one of them.
How many children do you have? We don't count them?
No.
And maybe I should also ask about, do you have any other activity you do? I know when we grow older, there isn't much to do, but do you have any hobbies, any pastimes that you keep yourself happy?
I don't know whether might say that my interest in farming is one of those things you consider.
Yes.
Because even when I was still active in service,
Yes.
I used to be associated with the development of farm.
Yes.
Although it didn't work out well the way I wish.
Yes.
And one thing I enjoy, which has now gone down, is driving.
Driving?
Yeah. You tell me to come up with Kaduna now.
Okay.
I'm ready, but in recent times, when the loan, I think, when the loan, or we just, people are familiar with that one. With this adoption,
Kidnappings.
With these kidnappings, I think one has to be very careful how they travel.
Let me have your thoughts on Nigeria. I mean, you mentioned the kidnapping, the politics we see on TV. Do you, as somebody who has come a long way in the 1960s, you have seen it all, are you optimistic about the country, about how things are developing in the country?
Honestly, I'm very disappointed and ashamed because by the role we place ourselves, by the position we place ourselves in Nigeria, the leadership of Africa. But when you hear Africans, you're only talking about West Africa. West Africa is in Africa. And then you take the overall wide world look. So this is why I just said what I did say. I think I was just thinking that maybe what ought to have been done at the early part of some of these crises were not done. Because you see, if something ought to be done today to correct a situation, and you leave it undone, by the time you come tomorrow, it may be something that it has become something you don't even want to talk about. So, but from what I read in the paper and hear on the television, maybe the government is taking the right action. And if they can all unite, the politicians, unite, and see that the danger being posed by the insecurity is to the disadvantage of all of us, and to the underdevelopment of the country. So, but I don't know how it could be done to see that it's reduced. I think when it started initially, and people were scared also of saying that some people were exercising legal and political position over them. If they had taken action at that time, we probably would not have got into where we are. So, but I don't know the answer. All I know is that I will join in the prayers that it will come down. But Nigeria was highly regarded long before now. But now I'm not too sure. That the good reputation we had it's not been destroyed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, viewers, for joining us in this edition of Reminiscences with General David Jemibewon. Like I said, an old soldier who is still with us. Thank you. Goodbye.